those who have been following those negotiations closely see that the EC's negotiation tactics have created confusion, irritation, they're not transparent, there's double talk, and they might even be misleading. They have been aggressive, and this has, they have exerted, we are saying, undue pressure on political level, and it's seen increasingly as negotiating in bad faith, as pushing one's own agenda. Some speak about a confidentiality break between Africa and Europe on the eve of the EU-Africa summit. This approach of take it or leave it is not conducive to a partnership approach. The Cotonou Partnership Agreement should have been the legal foundation for these EPAs. However, in the practice of the negotiations, they are not. It seems that there is an incompatibility between the Cotonou Partnership Agreement and the way the EC interprets the WTO rules. We are seeing undue pressure exercised on political level, pushing them to undermine and go behind the back of their own experts in negotiating procedures and structures. We are seeing sensitive lists that have not been made public in ACP countries, not been discussed by the different stakeholders. So we are saying what is at stake, it's a double talk with regard to participatory democracy and good governance. It might very, very much undermine any accountability and governance, so there is a risk that this will do harm. Somebody said you may impose an EPA, but it will not be ours. That could be very dangerous. Impact on regional integration. We're seeing now disintegration. We're seeing kind of frantic and chaotic reactions. Individual countries are invited to sign up on their own EPA or subgroups within the regions. So it's seen as a divide and rule tactic by many. Those who would come later to sign on an agreement that has been signed by one or two countries, they would not have the possibility to negotiate or bring their own interests, so it plays against the weaker countries in a regional grouping. And somebody, a farmers leader, Mohamed Sissoko, said he talks about institutional corruption with regard of ACP's efforts to strive and go through a process of fostering regional integration, and the EC now offering, against the Cotonou Partnership Agreement, offering EPAs on an individual basis and inviting countries to come forward to them to meet the deadline, which is against any spirit of regional integration. We are saying there needs to be a balanced agreement. If this includes rewriting the rules or allowing and complying to special differential treatment, then that needs to be done. There should be no punitive regime. That's the stretch the EC is putting forward, that those countries not signing up will be faced with higher tariffs. We are saying trade has to be and needs to be subject to public scrutiny. Arbitrators can't be a negotiating party. Arbitrators has to be criteria, development criteria, or objective, agreed criteria that do distinguish and qualify what development outcomes are. Development package, finance aid packages should not be conditional on signature. We're seeing it's done in the regions. EDF money is made conditional to signature. There's a call for delinking aid from signature and no trade-off. We're saying EPA signatures should only be done once there is a full backing from the region with which the negotiation started. Individual countries or subgroupings should not start to sign on like this. And the long-term vision with regard to a European African strategy is to design and revise rules to provide for global fairness. We're thinking that with regard to changes and new realities, the time has come to introduce global fairness, and EPAs might be an opportunity to start doing that seriously. Thank you.
Thank you very much.